I will be discussing 4 degrees of retinoids, starting with the least potent inactive form and ending with retinoic acid, our active form of retinoid. Let's get started with retinol ester. Retinol ester is a very good introduction to retinoids if your skin is sensitive or if you've ever experienced burning sensations, erythema, scaling, dryness, or itching when using normal retinol. Retinol ester is the least potent but causes the least amount of irritation. Retinol ester has to be converted by 3 different enzymes into retinoic acid. In other words, retinol ester is inactive and becomes active when converted to retinoic acid in the skin. This is why it works best for sensitive skin, your body slowly breaking it down. Higher percentages of retinol ester is needed to achieve the same results as using straight retinoic acid, our active form. Retinol ester is then converted into retinol. Retinol is a suggested starting point for introducing retinoids into your anti-aging routine. This is because we want the most aggressive possible starting point with the least amount of irritation. Retinol is then converted into retinaldehyde, also known as retinal. Retinaldehyde is one step away from reaching our retinol journey end goal. It will deliver stronger effects than the OTC options listed above, which require additional conversion steps before they turn into retinoic acid. Retinal is lastly converted into retinoic acid, our active form of retinoid. Retinoic acid is the most potent and most effective, but will cause the most amount of irritation. In the United States, a prescription is required to use retinoic acid. Now, I would like to talk to you about my journey with retinoids. When I decided to add retinoids into my skincare routine, I turned to The Ordinary. They have an excellent line that helps you slowly level up in dosages. First, I began with the Grand Active Retinoid 5% in squalene. I saw visible results, and not once did I experience any irritation. So I decided to move on to the Retinol 0.2% in squalene. Again, no irritations and no complications. I'm currently using the Retinol 0.5% in squalene. On the first day or two, I did experience some minor tingling sensations, but that's all over with. After I'm done with the Retinol 0.5% in squalene, I will move on to the Retinol 1% in squalene. The wonderful thing about this line at The Ordinary is that it slowly helps you level up, and even gave me the confidence to go out and try different products that have retinol in it. Once a week, I will turn to the Origins Plantscription Retinol Night Moisturizer with alpine flower. This is also a great addition into my skincare routine, and I'm becoming more comfortable with retinols and understanding what works for my body.
In closing, retinol is also known as vitamin A. Retinoids are extremely helpful to combat aging. You may experience a mild irritation, tingling sensations, or even some flaking. Bearable irritation is okay as it is a sign that it's working. Use 2 nights a week for 2 weeks, 3 nights a week for 3 weeks, and for thicker skin, use every night as time progresses. For thinner skin, use every other night. It can take up to 12 weeks of consistent use to see noticeable changes in skin, so stick with it for at least 12 weeks. Skip retinol usage on the day before you exfoliate. Limit sun exposure within your first few weeks of introducing retinoids to your routine, and use sunscreen with greater than 15 SPF. Not all retinoids are vegan. When irritation goes away, you can start thinking about switching to a stronger retinoid. Avoid using other acids or peels on your face on nights that you have also used retinoids.